today. And so now, it's my very great pleasure to introduce that guest. Now you often hear classical musicians and classical music referred to long hair music. You've heard that? You're familiar with that? Well, if you look carefully at our guest, you will notice his hair is not so long. And let me explain that to you. He is an active member of the United States Marine Corps. Imagine that. He, in his capacity, he performs regularly as a member of the President's own United States Marine Band at the White House and other national official events. Pretty remarkable thing. Now, he's not here in an official capacity today. He's come as a personal mission, invited by Mario and, of course, the board of Shannon Hospital or Medical Center. I hope I have that correct. Now, being a Marine has not stood in the way of a remarkable career as a musician. He received his doctorate in piano performance at the world's most important musical academy, the Julliard School. He is described by leading musical critics as a formidable talent, which you're about to observe. Please welcome Dr. Christopher Schmitt.
Thank you, Howard, for the kind welcome. Thank you, everyone here, for the opportunity to perform. So I want to first thank Mario for making this possible. I met Mario actually during this, at the Arts Club of Washington, which is actually where the Mariachis performed after they performed at the ambassador's residence in DC. So this, it's a club in DC that's renowned for its artistic sort of contributions to the city. I met Mario, I literally was there just to practice, and the president of the club saw me and said, meet this guy. And Mario said, you are having lunch with me. So I'm sorry, I got a meeting. He's like, no, they'll be fine, just having lunch. So I was sort of, by forces unknown to me, ushered into a room, and there were 8 other people there. We had an incredible connection, collaboration of mutual interests and desires and dreams and aspirations, and a lot of those have come to fruition already. Mario's on the board of a performing arts organization that I founded called the Washington Arts Ensemble, and so he helps a lot with that. And he invited me to come to San Angelo today. So I mean, it's my first time in West Texas in my life, and it's a great way to be introduced to all you wonderful people, and I'm thrilled. So thank you, Mario, for making this possible. So we're going to start, actually, with a collaboration that I never had hitherto this weekend, engaged in, or this week. Mariachi and classical music. So Isaac, who is a mariachi trumpet player, who, just to clarify, is in 10th grade and picked up trumpet only 3 years ago. But if you hear him, it sounds like he's been playing his whole life. He could be a 60-year-old seasoned mariachi for all we know. It's just incredible. He's able to adjust and tweak his music to match what I'm offering. And so it's wonderful, a testament to the educational system in this town. So we're going to play a piece by Dmitri Shostakovich, who's a Russian composer who was oppressed by his dictatorship at the time, and he had to find a way to write music that wasn't what they exactly requested, but wouldn't get him killed either. So this is Shostakovich's Waltz from his orchestral suite. And it's originally for orchestra, and so there are arrangements that kind of try to compress all of the piccolos and trumpets and trombones and basses and harp all into one piano. So you kind of do what you can, try to play all you can. But to have an actual trumpeter of this caliber and this kind of soul just lends this incredible sort of dignity to it. And as I was saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and a piece is worth 1,000 pictures. And this is one of Mario's favorite pieces of music, so you can get to know him better by hearing this piece than probably anything else. So anyway, thank you again, and hope you enjoy Shostakovich's Waltz in D minor. Thank you very much. Isaac, that was incredible. That was really, really beautiful. Thank you so much for being able to do this. So you see that this, the style of Isaac's playing had this vibrato to it that's not characteristic of ordinary trumpet players in the classical realm. Lends itself perfectly to this. This collaboration, this connection can be very powerful. So I'm going to present a very abridged classical survey. So we'll start with some Bach, play some Beethoven, and then do Franz Liszt and Chopin. So you can get an idea of what classical music is, and then after that, we'll have an introduction to some more performers. So this first piece is a Bach partita, the prelude of one of his best works. Johann Sebastian Bach is thought of as the grandfather of classical music, and it just has a great opening aspect. So as if the curtains are being opened up, and it's introducing the rest of the concert.
Beethoven. It's probably his most famous in modern day. The first movement of the Moonlight Sonata. It's a very somber, kind of thoughtful, existential piece. And although it has a triplet figure moving throughout, it's very consistent, there's still some variety, and that's the music where the magic happens. A slight variation, slight changes. So listen for that. The Moonlight Sonata first. perhaps the most famous composer, Beethoven. Now we're going to go into the Romantic period, which is Frederick Chopin, is an iconic member of the school. This is his Barcarolle, Opus 60. It's a Venetian boat song. It has a repeating motive that almost brings to mind the gondola being pushed. You'll hear this throughout the whole thing. And the 16th notes serve almost like the water swirling around the paddle. In the middle section, you'll hear an even simpler boat motive, which is just a motive. It propels the music forward, so you'll have this slight push, and then a relaxing slight push. So it gives this sort of identity to the whole. So Schmitt's Barcarolle, Opus 60. play a piece by the composer Franz Liszt, who also part of the Romantic era, but different than Chopin. He was the first touring piano soloist, and to do so, he created his own music because he thought that the existing music at the time was not difficult enough. This piece is Mephisto Waltz, based on Goethe's Faust. So it shows a depiction of Mephistopheles seducing Faust through his, just showing how alluring devilish delights can be. And so you'll see the opening is the devil tuning his violin. The middle section is an operatic, vocally based, the devil trying to appear sweet and nice, which he tends to do. And in the end, it's just sort of a plea of maybe Faust will make it. Nope, he ends. So it's sort of a beautiful kind of operatic sort of depiction in a short amount of time. So Franz Liszt's Mephisto Waltz.
lesson. It's hard to offer words after listening to that incredible performance. It feels like the words are, I've been told to turn this on. It's hard to fill this room with words after listening to that incredible performance. And we're privileged, obviously, to have had this kind of talent share his skill with us. I'm sure all of you noticed he did it from his heart, from his head, and from his passion. Never once did he have a piece of music in front of him. So, Dr. Schmitt, thank you so much for honoring us today with that performance. And I also want to thank Mario Castillo for always remembering where he was born and raised, and making sure that we in San Angelo continue to have the opportunity to celebrate the things that he has seen and heard and done in his life. So Mario, thank you very much for that. Most of you might not know that Mario was an educator. He was a teacher. And he's never forgotten the importance of an education, and he's never forgotten the importance of mixing what's in the books, the education, with the arts. And I thank you, Howard Taylor, for making sure that this community has a connection to the arts. I've never seen anyone who spends as much time and effort making sure that it's not just the adults in this community, but the children that are also honored with his programming and what he knows to be a great foundation for their lives going forward. I now have the privilege to introduce and share with you some great mariachi music. So come on out.
Good afternoon, my name is Rosendo Ramos and I'm the Mariachi Director for Lincoln Middle School and Lakeview High School. I would first like to thank Shannon for putting this together and inviting us out here today. Of course, I'd like to thank Mr. Mario Castillo for having us out here. When I met Mario back in 2015, I think it was towards the end of, it was Dr. Carol Ann Bond's last year, and she had a vision of starting a group, a mariachi group on the north side. And you know, Mario was right there, right when we decided to do that. And of course, Dr. Deathlop took that and he helped us build it. And we're very thankful for everything that Mario has done for us. He's opened up a lot of opportunities for these students that they may have never had if it weren't for Mario and everything that he's done for us. So we want to thank you, Mario. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. And of course, thank you, Dr. Deathlop, for always having our back, and our principals, Mr. Ramirez and Mr. Gandal, for always being there for us. We want to thank you guys for that. I do want to introduce a couple of students that I brought today, some special, very special honored guests. We have some promising mariachi students from 6th grade. They're beginner mariachi students. So I'm going to call them by name. Hazel, can you come over here and tell us what you're playing this year?
Hi, my name is Aislinn Hernandez, and I'm playing the vihuela for the Lincoln Mariachi.
Hi, my name is Debbie, and I'm playing trumpet for Lincoln Mariachi.
We're very excited, of course. This year, more than ever, our program has continued to grow, and we always, you know, I always tell the students that music is just something that we should all be able to do. It's good for the soul, it really is. And I know we were inspired by Dr. Schmitt yesterday. Lakeview and Central High School got to work with them, and they were able to perform for him, and he gave them some tips that I think will be very helpful to them, especially going on and for the next levels of their performance. So we're very thankful, and thank you, Dr. Schmitt, for your time with the students here. We definitely appreciate that. Without further ado, we're going to have Dr. Schmitt join us for this one. This is called Marcha Zacatecas, and we would like to dedicate this song to all the servicemen and women of our country, and we want to thank them for all their service. This is called Marcha Zacatecas.